Hey, what's going on, Internet? Xiagax here, coming at you with a pre-Pokemon Sword and Shield commentary. You'll probably notice, as the title suggests, I don't know what the title is going to be as I'm making this video, but I'll probably have it something relevant here. I just kind of want to address a lot of the anger and the hate, because I kind of want to help inform people so that they're not just, like, scared off from buying the game. And I don't want to tell you how to spend your money. Honestly, if you don't want to buy the game, then you're free to not get it. I just want to try to offer a fair and balanced outlook here. Just because it seems like a lot of angry fans are trying to drive away other people from buying the game. And because I see a lot of people who will say, yeah, I'm probably just going to go ahead and skip the game. But there's also a little tiny asterisk there that seems to be attached to it that seems like they're trying to tell people, and well, I mean, I'm gonna skip the game, but I think you should as well too. Like, really? Like, you know, I had my heart set on this game for a while now. I think I want to see this through. I mean, in all reality, I actually want to play this game and just kind of wait and see to see if all the hate is founded or if it actually will do pretty well. In all honesty, I think people were pretty wound up about Black and White back in the day, but it seems like a lot of Pokemon fans have kind of also completely forgotten about how angry they were about that game not meeting expectations. But I digress. The first thing on my list of things that people are complaining about is the cut Pokemon and the lack of national decks. So the thing is, with the release of Sword and Shield, we're going to get close to 1,000 Pokemon now. That's a lot of Pokemon. It's a lot of Pokemon to make sure that you program in, that you model, that you make sure that are well balanced, and you also have to figure out how to make sure that it is fair for everyone to be able to catch them. Do take in mind that Pokemon Sword and Shield is probably going to be a lot of people's very first Pokemon game, and trying to catch all 1,000 Pokemon is going to be a pretty daunting task. That would be a Herculean task that might kind of turn people away from finishing the game. In addition to that, it also seems like there's a small portion of the player base that only really finishes the National Pokedex. I honestly can't think of a time I've ever finished the National Pokedex outside of hacking the game with a Game Shark. So if only a small subsection of the community really finished the Pokedex legitimately, I mean, it doesn't really seem like there's a reason to have it. That said, I'm still a pretty firm believer in that maybe in some way, shape, or form, we will get a Galar game with a national dex. I know there's a lot of people that are not happy that Game Freak has announced that they're not bringing them back ever. At least the way that statement is worded, I feel like there's maybe a possibility of it coming back. And if it does come back, I mean, I would hope that it can come back in a free update, or perhaps there might be a sequel to Sword and Shield that we have no knowledge about, obviously. If that's the case, then, well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that we have a sequel to some Pokemon games. We got Black and White 2 and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so Sword and Shield 2, I guess that'd be a way to go. So up next, there's also a lot of cut moves, not the move cut. No, there's a lot of moves that are not going to be added to the game. And I got the list here. I'll go through a couple of these and maybe just tell you what I think. First on the list, we have Karate Chop, Double Slap, Comet Punch, Razor Wind, Jump Kick, Rolling Kick. Kind of weird moves. Razor Wind is one of those. It seems like it's really situational, and it's like it's not something that really works with the meta. I might be wrong, though. I don't really do competitive, but to me, it seems like it would be something that is somebody could probably really get around really easily, or at least find a way to avoid him. Next up, Twin Needle, Sonic Boom, Dragon Rage, Meditate, Rage, Barrier, Bide. Sonic Boom and Dragon Rage, they're both fixed damage. I feel like the reason that they were in the early games is that they were there to assist with catching Pokemon, so you could cut them down with fixed amounts of damage to make it easier to do damage on them without the risk of knocking them out. So for instance, if you had a Pokemon with 21 health and you use Sonic Boom on it, okay, it's now down to 1 health. Same thing with Dragon Rage with 41 HP. But the thing is, now you can just use False Swipe, and that makes it a lot easier. Sure, it won't get it down to 1 health on the first strike unless it's really strong, but False Swipe seems to be a far better effective move of trying to cut down a Pokemon to weaken it so that it gets easier to catch. Next up, Egg Bomb, Bone Club, Clamp, Spike Cannon, Constrict, Kinesis, Barrage. What the heck is Barrage? Barrage is a damage-dealing normal-type multi-strike move introduced in Gen 1. It is the signature move of Execute and Executor. Well, if it is limited to just those two, it kind of makes sense that it's not coming back, because if Execute and Executor are not in Sword and Shield, why would you need the move? Moving on, Dizzy Punch, Flash, Sharpen, Spiderweb, Nightmare, Feint Attack, Foresight, Return, Frustration. Those two really make sense because they're really gimmicky. Return is probably the more favorable move because it does more power the more your Pokemon likes you, and Frustration does the exact opposite, where it does less power the more your Pokemon likes you. So honestly, they're not really that good. I don't think they're really that good a move, so it makes sense they're not coming back. Magnitude, Pursuit, Hidden Power, Smelling Salts. That's a really gimmicky move. Smelling Salts, that it does double damage when it hits a target with paralysis, but it cures it. It seems like that would be not something that would be all that advantageous. I mean, you have an advantage. I mean, sure, you're trading damage to cure it for a status condition, but now you're losing out on an advantage there. Next up is Assist, Refresh, Snatch, Secret Power, Camouflage, Mud Sport, Ice Ball, Needle Arm, Odor Sleuth, Silverwind, Grass Whistle, Signal Beam. That's a good move. I always liked getting a Porygon and giving it Signal Beam. Seemed like it was an appropriate move. Sky Uppercut, Water Sport, Miracle Eye, Wake Up Slap. Seems to me just kind of another version of Smelling Salts except for sleep. Natural Gift, Embargo, Trump Card, Heal Block, Ring Out, Lucky Chant, Me First, Punishment, Mud Bomb, Mirror Shot, Rock Climb. Well, that's just an HM. Not a very good one at that. Magnet Bomb, Captivate, Heal Order. That seems like that's a move that's exclusive to Vespiquen. If I remember correctly, that's another Pokemon that's not coming back. It's not coming to Galar. So, again, would make sense that we're not getting that move. Ominous Wind, Telekinesis, Flame Burst, Synchronoise. That's a tough one. Chip Away, Skydrop, Bestow, Heart Stamp, Steamroller, Rototiller, and Iron Deluge. I don't think I've ever heard of that move either. Okay, Iron Deluge is a non-damaging electric-type move introduced in Gen 6. For the remainder of the current turn, Ion Deluge causes all normal types to become electric type instead, including status moves. Ion Deluge has a priority of +1, so it's used before all moves that do not have an increased priority. Alright, who uses it? Who learns this? Only a few Pokemon, and it looks like none of them are in the Galar Dex. So again, this would seem that a lot of these moves are getting removed because they can only be learned by certain Pokemon, and all the Pokemon that can learn them are not being included in the Galar deck. After Ion Deluge, it seems like it's all just Z moves from Alola, which makes sense. If we're not in the Alola region, we're not getting Z crystals, hence we can't use Z moves. Although it's a little odd because you would think, okay, well, why can't we Mega Evolve? I mean, isn't that... I don't know. I think maybe Game Freak wanted to kind of move away from that because that's... I mean, it just seems like once you Mega Evolve, it's just basically press A to win at that point. So, next on the list is reuse models. People are upset because Game Freak is reusing models that were made in X and Y, which were then carried over to Sun and Moon on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. If you ask me, that's just a workflow thing. Why would you need to remake something that you've already made that works just as well? That seems like that would be a lot of extra work for no payoff. I mean, you'll still have the same effect. I mean, they're just 3D Pokemon. They don't need to be that complicated. But honestly, I can't think of a reason why they would need to make brand new models. I mean, unless they said they were going to do it, then yeah, I can I can understand why people would be upset, but I mean, again, don't broke what's not. Wow. Again, don't fix what's not broken. Another thing that I keep seeing a lot of, but honestly, this one seems like it's more malicious than anything. But people are just kind of like trying to virtue signal that there's performance drops. But I'm also seeing a lot of reports that the performance drops, they seem to be happening when climbing ladders or entering certain areas. They're only happening because they're on pirated copies. Would seem a little bit weird. How would you get your hands on? I don't know. Somehow people are getting their hands on pirated copies. In which case, I have no empathy for you because you're getting the game illegally. Hence why you're probably getting those performance drops, because it's probably DRM trying to screw with you. With all of this being said, I mean, are these changes really that big of a deal? I mean, we're getting a lot of new features, which I hope that we can honestly be pretty thankful for. And hopefully we can, and I hope that, they get fine-tuned. It would be nice if we could get Z moves back, and maybe if we can get Mega Evolutions back. I mean, if we're getting this on a console, I mean, isn't it kind of, it's more of an expectation that the game's going to be updated pretty regularly. I mean, we've seen that with Smash Brothers. We've seen that with, pretty much any other game that's on the Switch. So, I mean, it would seem like it's pretty commonplace that the game's going to get updated pretty often. So I feel like maybe that Game Freak might actually be listening to the fans where they say that they need to not release a new Pokemon game every year. So they're going to focus on Sword and Shield. At least I hope that's the case. This is just my speculation. Please don't take this as fact. But I really hope that, that we can see some consistent updates. Maybe some updates to get some old Pokemon back. That would be pretty cool. I know it's been stated that they're not really going to do that, but that seems more of like, we're not sure we can do that. At least that's how I interpret it. If we get them back, great. Then all right, we can get some Pokemon back, and I can battle with my trusty Porygon. Well, in all honesty, I really hope that people can watch this and they can really make an informed decision. I mean, if you still don't want to get the game, that's fine by me. It's not hurting me in any way. It's not hurting you. That I can respect that, because maybe there's features that aren't there that you really like. And I understand that, the Pokemon fandom seems to really have an understanding that Game Freak really works with, the familiar. There's always a familiar element within Pokemon games. And this time, I will admit, it's really not there. But at the same time, I kind of hope that people also don't try to sway others to not buy it when they really want to buy it. Really, your choice should be your choice. But I would hope that, trying to sway someone to not buy something just because you want to spite the game, that feels like that's not you're not even critiquing the game, you're just hating to hate. I can understand critiquing stuff because you want it to get better. That's how you should be critiquing stuff, in any facet of life. If you're not getting the game because you think you're teaching Game Freak a lesson, you're sorely mistaken. Honestly, they're still getting paying customers buying their games. I think, honestly, that's a really childish and a really stupid reason to not get the game. I can understand. If you don't want it, okay, you don't have to get it. But, if you're doing it because you think that you're spiting Game Freak and Nintendo, I think, honestly, you need to think of a better way to probably channel that negative energy. Anyhow, guys, I think that's about all I have. I'm thinking about maybe streaming the game so that we can all see it live. I think that would be pretty fun. I will also be recording it for you guys, just doing it regular Let's Play style, so there will be a little bit of change in the style of how the videos come out. But anyhow, guys, that's all I have. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we'll see you all in the next video. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless you all. See you in the next one.